Bianca Belair breakdown in tears as her husband just died in a tragic car accident. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE universe. Ladies and gentlemen, today's story is heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, and almost too painful to put into words. WWE superstar Bianca Belair, known worldwide as the EST of WWE, has always been celebrated for her strength, her resilience, her dazzling charisma, and her never-give-up mentality. But behind the bright lights of the wrestling ring, away from the cheers of the WWE universe, Bianca's personal life has just been struck by tragedy. News has surfaced that her husband, fellow WWE superstar Montez Ford, one half of the Street Profits, has tragically lost his life in a devastating car accident. This shocking news has sent shockwaves not only through the WWE locker room, but also across the entire wrestling world. Fans are heartbroken, wrestlers are shaken, and Bianca Belair herself has been seen in tears, breaking down in a way no one has ever witnessed before. Tonight, we take a deep dive into this devastating tragedy. How did this accident happen? How did Bianca find out? What has been the reaction from WWE, her peers, and fans worldwide? And most importantly, what does this mean for Bianca's future, both inside and outside the ring? This is a story of pain, loss, grief, and resilience. This is the heartbreaking tragedy of Bianca Belair losing the love of her life. Before diving into the tragedy, it's important to understand the bond Bianca Belair shared with Montez Ford. Their story wasn't just about two wrestlers working in the same company. It was about soulmates who found each other in a business that's often ruthless, unforgiving, and chaotic. Bianca and Montez met in WWE's developmental system. Montez, already known for his charisma and athleticism as part of the Street Profits with Angelo Dawkins, crossed paths with Bianca, who was quickly making a name for herself as one of the most explosive athletes WWE had ever seen. The two immediately clicked. Their chemistry was undeniable, not just on social media or in interviews, but in real life. Montez supported Bianca through her journey, and Bianca cheered him on during every Street Profits match. They weren't just husband and wife. They were best friends, travel partners, confidants, and each other's biggest cheerleaders. WWE even gave fans glimpses of their relationship on screen, and the world fell in love with their story, which is what makes this tragedy so unbearable. A love so pure, so real, has been shattered in the blink of an eye. The accident reportedly happened late at night, after a WWE live event appearance. Montez Ford, according to sources, was driving home alone. Details are still being pieced together, but early reports indicate his car veered off the road in heavy rain, crashing into a guardrail before overturning. Emergency services rushed to the scene, but it was already too late. Montez Ford was pronounced dead on arrival. When news broke, shockwaves ran through the wrestling community. Phones began ringing across WWE's roster. Wrestlers were in disbelief. How could this happen? Montez was only in his early 30s, young, full of life, and loved by all. Backstage officials quickly reached out to Bianca Belair, who was reportedly at home when she got the devastating call. Sources close to the family have described her reaction as heart-shattering. She collapsed in tears, screaming, unable to process what she had just been told. The woman known as the strongest, fastest, toughest, had just been broken in the most unimaginable way. Fans who saw Bianca Belair in public following the news have described her as completely devastated. At a private memorial gathering, eyewitnesses reported that Bianca broke down uncontrollably while speaking about her husband. She cried openly, unable to finish her words, and had to be comforted by family and close friends. Bianca has always presented herself as strong, but this time was different. She wasn't the EST of WWE anymore. She was simply a grieving widow, a woman whose world had been ripped apart. Those close to her say she has repeatedly said, "I don't know how to go on without him. He was my everything." Wrestling doesn't mean anything without Montez. Her pain is raw. Her grief is overwhelming. WWE immediately issued a statement confirming Montez Ford's passing. The company expressed its condolences, highlighting Ford's contributions both in the ring and behind the scenes. WWE also offered full support to Bianca during this incredibly difficult time. Superstars from across the roster, from veterans like Randy Orton and The Miz to younger stars like Braun Breaker and Tiffany Stratton, posted heartfelt tributes on social media. Angelo Dawkins, Montez's longtime tag team partner and best friend, was said to be inconsolable. He released a message, stating, "Tez wasn't just my tag team partner, he was my brother. We shared dreams, laughs, and memories that will never fade. I don't know how to step into the ring without him by my side." The Street Profits' future is now uncertain, but WWE has already promised to honor Montez Ford's legacy in a major way. The wrestling industry is more than just WWE. Across AEW, Impact Wrestling, NJPW, and independent promotions worldwide, tributes have poured in. Fans on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok have flooded Bianca's accounts with love and support. Hashtags like #PrayersForBianca and #ThankYouTez have trended worldwide. Videos of Montez Ford's greatest moments, the frog splash, the charisma, the endless smiles, have gone viral, reminding everyone of just how much joy he brought to the wrestling world. Even legends of the business, including The Rock, John Cena, and Trish Stratus, have offered their condolences. The Rock tweeted, "Montez Ford was pure energy, pure love, a brother gone too soon. Bianca, we love you, we're with you, and we'll honor his legacy forever." The question now is, what happens to Bianca Belair? Sources inside WWE claim she has pulled out of all upcoming appearances. She's reportedly taking an indefinite leave of absence from the company to grieve, heal, and figure out her future. Wrestling, for now, is the last thing on her mind. The thought of performing in the ring, without Montez cheering her on, feels impossible. There are even whispers that Bianca might step away from WWE altogether. Friends have revealed that she said, "Without Tez, none of this matters anymore." However, others believe that one day, when the time is right, Bianca may return, not just for herself, but to honor Montez Ford's memory. Montez Ford will be remembered for more than just wrestling. He was known as one of the kindest, most uplifting people backstage. Always smiling, always encouraging, always lifting others up. In WWE, he was charismatic, athletic, and larger than life. Outside WWE, he was a husband, a father, and a friend. His legacy will live on through his matches, his impact on fans, and most of all, through Bianca, who loved him more than anything in this world. At a recent candlelight vigil, Bianca Belair stood surrounded by fans and friends. She spoke through tears, her voice cracking, but her words hit everyone in attendance. "Montez wasn't just my husband. He was my best friend, my protector, my joy. He believed in me before I believed in myself. I don't know how to keep going without him, but I know he'd want me to be strong. So I'll try. For him." Her breakdown was raw, emotional, and unforgettable.